Real talk.
2 generations.
Nothing off the table. Welcome to Chicken Butt and Ream.
Hey y'all.
Hey.
Today is an exciting episode because we're going to get into prom, which as an educator and like a mom, like growing up, I always love prom season. Because the kids get all excited, right? You see all the community come out, families, everything. So we are going to talk about what prom is like in black culture,
Right.
and probably discuss the differences between Gen X and Gen Z.
Well, I was doing a little research earlier in the week.
Okay, come through with
And
the
a little birdie
research.
told me that back in y'all day, it was considered uncool to go to prom. And if a girl didn't want to go to prom, then that meant that she had self-esteem issues. Or they would
What?
assume that she had self-esteem issues.
Whoa. So you said a birdie told you that back in my day, it wasn't cool to go to prom? And if a girl went to prom,
No,
she
you
had
were
self-esteem?
uncool if you didn't go to prom.
If you didn't go to prom.
Yeah, you were uncool
Oh,
because it
right.
signaled that you didn't have no friends, and they basically you had low self-esteem issues. Because why every little girl should want to do that?
I don't know about the self-esteem issues for the girls. I don't know about that part. But I would agree that it was the thing to do. Prom was a rite of passage, right? Everybody went to prom. If you graduate in high school, if you made it to that point, prom was your celebration. Like, that was the time where you show everybody, like, yeah, I made it. I did it, right? And we got dresses made. Same how y'all getting dresses made. Yeah, we went all out. So partial of your little research, I would agree with. I don't know about the girls having low self-esteem and all of
So
that.
the partial part is that they would be uncool. Like you would assume that they was uncool.
I guess you would make that assumption, but it wasn't like an assumption that you say out loud. I think maybe it was just assumed amongst the groups that was going to prom.
The reason why I ask because nowadays, like, I don't think it's that big of a deal to not go to prom or even to go to prom, because like, at least when I was in high school and even when my sister is in high school, like, you could not go to prom for multiple reasons. You got in trouble with the school, like, for disciplinary action or something. Like,
crazy.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
It's
to be
a lot of other
senior
things.
and you get in trouble and not be able to go to prom.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the real thing though. But because of disciplinary action, or because of financial issues, or because your parent told you couldn't go, it didn't necessarily have to do with you not being cool or you not having friends.
Yeah. I think all of that stuff with disciplinarian things, issues preventing you from going to prom, preventing you from going to graduation, preventing you from doing all of these things which you have earned, because once you got to 12th grade, like, you've earned these things already. That's like a new phenomenon.
Right.
Because when I was in high school, what? They not going to tell you can't go to prom? Maybe they did, and I just wasn't a part of that side of seniors. I don't know. Prom was like a big deal back then, and I do think it's a big deal now. Your sister went on 2 proms. Junior prom.
Yeah, people
and her
have junior
senior
prom and senior prom.
Yeah. Because I think it's a rite of passage. That's my belief, is that it's a rite of passage. I also go ahead.
I think it is a rite of passage, but the part that where you lose me is how much money you be spending on it.
Yeah.
People taking out loans and stuff. I feel like that's ridiculous to take out a loan for a prom. That's crazy.
To take out a loan for a prom.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta put it all within context. That's how I feel about it, is that you gotta put it all within context, because nowadays it takes a lot to get a student to 12th grade to be able to go on prom and graduation. Like, when I mean it's so many challenges and barriers, like, it's so much trauma in the community, it's so much things going on. So especially if you are a black boy and you made it all the way to your senior year, the mom is feeling like, I won't bear no expense, son. What do you want? I'm going to get the Maybach. I done seen Maybachs. I done seen multiple cars, more than one car.
I had a Rolls Royce.
Period. Old school.
school.
joint. Yeah, we gonna talk about that. That prom was classic. I mean, exactly. I was not going to spare a cost. Me or your dad was not going to spare a cost, especially you were firstborn. Like,
I feel like I understand it from that standpoint, but I also feel like, and this is going, I know this is going to be a rough take, but I feel like that's sad for us as a community. That it's so hard for us to get to 12th grade. So like once we finally get there, it's like this huge celebration. And I'm not saying that we should take away the huge celebration, but I'm saying that, and this is something in the system that has to change. It doesn't have anything to do with us. But I wish that we were able to see past, I don't know if I'm explaining this right, but like we were able to see past 12th grade, like, I don't know if I'm explaining this right, but you saying like as a black boy, you get to 12th grade and it's like, oh my God, you made it here. You made it here. So like, we got to celebrate this because a lot of boys don't make it to the, and I think that part is sad.
No, that is sad, but that's the live reality. That's the live reality, and it is sad, and it is very much systematic. Like it is from kindergarten. When you start school in kindergarten as a black boy, and you got any kind of movement going on, you getting straight funneled through special ed or a label on you, right? And not only that, you have school things going on, and then community, right? Especially now in Philly, we got a lot of stuff going on here.
Right.
A lot of your friends may not even make it to 12th grade.
Right.
Like that's the real, that's the reality of it. So if you are someone who made it to 12th grade and you actually going to a graduation, and them mamas be happy to say how much them dues are. I'm paying them dues. And what day is prom? They planning the whole year before. Because now it's not just about you. This is not just about you. Prom is about you and your extended family, your village that helped you get to that point. They want to see you pop out.
Right. Yeah.
They want to see you pop out.
No, I understand that part. But when you speak about the village, right? This is another part where I get lost is, we show up for prom, but then after that, like for other milestones in terms of like managing your own money, that's an accomplishment in itself. Traveling alone, that's an accomplishment. You got to put money towards those things as well.
Right. But you talking about managing money, traveling.
Rent.
Yeah, but Hara, what I'm trying to
going
tell
to
you
college.
Is that, yes, but that is from a privileged standpoint.
Right.
That's what I want to say. And black, that should be the norm.
Yeah.
Like it should be very much the norm, and it can be very much the norm.
I'm speaking from my perspective and what I've seen because I've been to college, so I know black people that have gone to college and their parents also like paid for them to go to prom. But once they got to college, the parent wasn't, as helpful. So that's what I'm speaking from.
Yeah, no, I would agree. What I'm trying to tell you is that I don't think like your lens that you speaking from is inaccurate. What I think is that there's a duality, right? Because yes, we also should be doing, like you said, teaching money management, teaching how to live beyond high school, having options, helping them create a pathway, beyond the high school, right? That is true. That is true. That is true. And also, it's true that they can still spend their last damn dime on prom if that's what they choose to do.
I'm not saying.
No, I'm saying.
If that's what they choose to do, then that's what they choose to do.
Right.
I'm not saying.
But that's what I'm saying. I think that a lot of parents are living in a space where their dreams are muted, like in a box for their kids. Like, you as a parent, you want everything for your child. You want them to be able to do and experience, right? But you're limited by funds, by the system, by your kid getting in trouble in school, by all of these parameters. So when you finally get the opportunity, it's like, oh yeah, we going all out. But like you said, once you get to college, now you on your own again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Now it's up to you. Some parents feel like, the kids need to figure it out on their own.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying that's right. I wouldn't do that.
I'm just saying celebrate every moment, every rite of passage.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I would hope that they do that. Right.
So, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Speaking of the system, I feel like we should talk about prom and Black Prom and how basically just recently the last school where it was segregated prom was like in 2013.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't understand. No, I won't say that I don't understand. I understand. I think it was in like Georgia. Yeah, in the South. But
In 2013, it was segregated prom because the school is segregated.
I have no idea if the school was segregated. That's something I should have looked up. But
Oh, okay. Yeah.
but
yeah.
I know the proms was segregated, and how proms was always like for upper class people, and yeah.
Yeah.
Black people did what black people did. They claimed it as their own.
Period. And
Spark,
revamped it.
Yeah, revamped it. Innovation,
and took it
creativity.
over.
Yeah,
That's what
joy.
we do. Joy, exactly. And that's why you see them living the life of luxury, because that's an opportunity too. If they didn't have luxurious experiences, right, up until that point, that's the opportunity where parents feel like they can introduce them to luxuries, like these fancy cars, a makeup artist, a photographer, like all of these things, right? Seamstress, for prom, because this is their first time being able to experience something like that. Right? Because we don't know if they're gonna have a wedding. We don't know if, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where in other cultures they are able to dream more far out for their kids. Like, it don't stop like at 12th grade. It extends. Like, the expectation is that, yeah, you going to have a prom. It's just a dance. But we got college graduation. We got your wedding. We got when you have your first kid. We got all of that, right?
And I wish that for us.
I know.
I feel like
but
that's just the sad
way the system is designed, it's hard for people to have those dreams, right?
Yeah.
I would say only like the privilege, and that's a shame, is able to dream past that for their kids. Yeah. Past their part for their kids.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah, that is sad. That is
But
sad.
I do want to say, once you see that your kid can get to that point, what would you think that you should start? Like, once you do, how you saying the parents do the prom because they can't see really past it, or like the expectations not limited, but they are muted because of the system or whatever. Once you see that your kid is pushing past those barriers, at what point do you then step in?
If they don't, or if they don't have the capacity to, then that's their way of sending you out into the world. You went out fly. And nowadays they got nowadays
You went out fly.
It was a situation.
You went
Wait,
out
now
fly.
I'm seeing with the money on the air, like, where y'all get all that money from?
Yeah.
The money, the outfits for the guys too, even like they paying all kind of.
The guys is getting custom now. Yeah.
Yes,
too.
now that's a lot. I don't know about that. Like, when I went on prom, I got my dress custom made. My dress was custom. Got my hair done. I got my shoes. I got all of that. My husband, was my prom date at the time. He got the gator shoes, the gator belt, the blazer, like all of that. It cost a lot of money. Like, it was expensive. But again, I had to save up into that. Like, my uncle bought my dress. And everything else I paid for. My pop got my car, which was a Cadillac rag drop top drink with the red on top. That drink was nice. Hey, that drink was nice, like nice. But yeah, like, I think that it comes from.
But why you say too much? That they do it, which you said they supposed to go up all the way now.
Yeah, you
But now
supposed to
it's
go
too
up.
much?
No, what I'm talking about the guys. No,
But I'm
talking about
saying
the
even for the
I don't
guys
like,
though.
No, I like the guys that look nice. I don't like all the gaudy stuff that's happening. Like how when you and your sister went on prom, it's classic. Like, I like classic. Like, it don't matter the time, the era, the decade. Like, you still gonna be fly. If you go back and look at your pictures and you gonna be like, yeah, I ate that. I ate it, right? That's the same thing with Jay. Her junior prom, she ate, left no crumbs, 0. Senior prom, 8, left no crumbs, 0. Z prom, 8, left no crumbs, 0. Right? Leaving them still gagging. No.
Yo, something is
No,
wrong.
but I'm just saying, and that leads me to this part. That leads me to this part, right? Because when I went on prom, right, I had all the essential things, meaning that I had my dress, my shoes, my hair, my nails, all of this, my ride, my date, right? But my experience, like home wise, right, like I didn't have, like, it wasn't like a celebration, even though people showed up like to see me go on prom, but it wasn't like a party, like, like how you had like a party, like we had music, we had food, we had.
Yeah, but I wasn't at the party. The party was for other people.
No, you wasn't at the party, but you
Yeah.
was upstairs getting ready. Yeah, you had your makeup artist, you had all of that, you had like a little suite going on. Yes, up there. That's what I'm saying. Like, I believe I did my own makeup.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying to say, is that it was nice because I made it nice. Me and my husband, and like I said, my uncle bought my dress and my pop, right? Like, we made it nice. What I'm saying is that it didn't feel like how your prom felt. Mm-hmm. Like, even though you wasn't a part of the festivities, but you was getting ready for prom. Mm-hmm. So that all of this was for you. It was for you. And it's also was for me. Like, I think Gen X parents live out what they wanted to have for themselves through their kids. And I think prom is one of those spaces where that happens. I think prom is one of those spaces that happens. Yeah.
I want to say, I think a lot of people have your experience, even though from the outside in, it may seem like it's something else. Like, in terms of you saying that you feeling like it was for you and you having to make it a nice experience for yourself.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people experience what you experience, and that's not just you. I think social media has made it, has amplified the performance.
Oh, okay. Because remember, we didn't have social media back then.
Right. No, yeah. I think social media has amplified the performance in terms of like how it looks, the aesthetics, the optics of it all.
Right.
Yeah.
The optics.
The optics of it all.
That's what
if you
Saul
take the right
and JJ,
picture. If you take the right picture, it'll always look nice in the frame.
In the frame, yeah. That's what I was going to say, is that Saul and JJ, they kind of set it off nationally for Philly proms with that Dubai theme. When she had the camels out there and all of that, that thing went wicked.
What's your take on that? Because I'm sorry, she spent $25,000 on
that thing went wicked.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
But that's her personality. Like, so this is what I'm trying to say. Like, if it's his prom or because she did something for other people's proms too, that is her personality. So it's like, my take on it is that rock out. Like, that's her personality. She give all the time. So why not give my son the camels, lions, and tigers and bears? Oh my!
I mean, that's true. Yeah.
He had 2 dates.
That's true.
No, that was crazy. My daughter wouldn't be on his arm for a date. For prom, like, that was just crazy. Now that part,
$1,000 prom. What you talking about?
I'm talking about
she went up. She had the camels. She had
but
the
camels. The 2 dates was a bit much. Come on.
But I mean, it's going up. You can't say I'm going up and then in the next second it's too much. You can't do that.
Yeah, but that's not going up for me. That's like womanize. I mean, that to me, that's like making these ladies look like objects. Like, I don't like that.
That's what they was. Yeah.
Yeah, but not my daughter. I mean, that was cool for them.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me. That's cool for them, but I wouldn't say my daughter can go on a prom like that. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Heck to the no. So the question is social media ruining intimate moments like proms?
Yes. I mean, social media has always ruined intimate moments.
Yeah.
That's like when people go live and it's like, what are you talking about this on live for?
Yeah.
But I think social media has definitely ruined. I think it's turned into a competition, honestly, if I'm being honest. I think it's turned into, I've seen this person do that, but I can do it better.
I can do it better.
I can do it better.
Yeah.
And that's what it has come to, is that I don't even think it's a conscious thing that people are making. I think it's just like, I got to do it better, bigger, better, because this person did this last year. So now my prom coming up, and it got to be, every year The innovation has to keep coming. You got to do something creative, something new, you know, to get the people going. People want excitement.
Get the people going.
Get the people going. You know,
They got Prom with the sneakers, with the sneakers and everything. It's like, what is going on?
But, you know, people having dance shows. They coming out and dancing. They doing
in
dance
Barbie
boxes.
boxes, Cinderella.
Lift them out the plastic. They've been acting pregnant.
I cannot, yo. I swear.
They are putting on shows.
Black people are so creative. We do not play. We do not play. I love that about us, though. I do. I do love that about us. And I feel like, you know, anytime that we live out loudly and proudly and joyful, right, is always a negative connotation to it. And it's like, but that's us, and you always try to mock and mimic us. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like in other cultures, they do prom, and yeah, they do prom differently. Like, they'll gather up, they have school buses to take them, but that's because they are celebrating using drugs and alcohol. Like, you know, I mean, I'm trying to tell you, that's been my experience. That's why those cultures, they have that, because the kids go out drinking and driving. They do drugs. Stuff get done that, you know, bad stuff get done on the night of prom. Right? So that's why those schools and those communities, they celebrate prom in that way, where you see like a whole bus load of them, right? And they got the little dresses and the Converses on and all of that. It's because they are going to crash out. They going to prom to crash out. This is their first time where they are allowed by their parents to crash out. It's like expected.
Well, I think also it has something to do with like how we was talking about with for Black Prom, it's like a rite of passage, because technically it's our first time, like putting on a dress, makeup stuff, it was basically everything, and going to an event. But I think in terms of other cultures, they have certain resources to where they are allowed to have more events. Like they have homecoming.
Well, that's true.
They have they got dances that they go to that's not just prom. So I think it also has something to do with that. Is not that it minimizes the effect of prom, because they are able to be in spaces where they are allowed to have those rites of passage as well.
So if you think about it, you compare one of our proms to all of these dances they went to, it would equal the same amount. So how about we get schools need to start creating opportunities for more dances so that we can spread the money out. Right? Well, it don't gotta feel like I gotta do all of this one time. This is my only time for it to happen. You know what I mean?
No, I get what you're saying. Well, the school I went to, we had a lot of events, but we didn't have a lot of dances. I think we had one dance, and it was like the sophomore hop or something.
Or something like that.
Before prom.
Yeah. That's what I think, that schools and districts can change that for blacks. For us, right? You can have more opportunities where we do get to dress up and like go on dances or go out like to different things as part of the experience of being in high school.
I think it also helps with when you get older,
right?
As well.
Older, because you know how to behave, you know what like the expectations are,
right?
And I think that's important. That's important. So that's something that we need to do better. Like the parents need to start demanding those things, because they listen to parents.
Well, yeah, this is a whole nother topic, but they closing some schools, a bunch of schools.
That's what they said. They closing them, but then they also open 64 new schools. So that's the part. It's like, the parents need to get involved, because I'm telling you, districts and schools listen to parents. They listen to parents. So if y'all want a prom every year, then say that. Get on the PTA. PTA, yeah.
Can I ask you a question from an educator standpoint? I don't know if you was involved in this part, but do you know anything about the budget for prom from schools?
Yeah, the budget for proms for schools is basically the students. Like, how when you get your student dues? Right. That money is going towards prom. And any fundraise, you can fundraise. If your school has a social worker or a counselor, right, and you can't afford your dues, you are able to access those resources. You just need to go and advocate, right? And schools do have a budget of what they can contribute, but it's really not much. So those funds is coming from the students, the parents, and that's what I'm saying. If y'all paying money, y'all need to let your voices be heard. Like, I was on your PTA, the vice president, and all of that, right? And it's like, you see the same parents. Parents need to get involved. And those other cultures that we talking about, they have a robust PTA. Yes, the robust PTA, and they get things done. And that's what we need to start doing, having the parents come back into the schools, because that's what's missing. That's what's missing. Yeah, your father always talk about his principal, elementary school principal, Miss Cartwright, right? He still remember her. Why? Because she got the parents into the schools. That's where we need to be, parents. Gen X, show up. Gen Zs who are parents, show up. It's some Gen Zs out there that's parents. Girl, you 24. Yeah. I know some 24-year-olds that got 2 and 3 kids.
No, you're right. I know people that got kids
so
too.
You need to show up. You need to show up, because you sending your kids to a place, and that's where they spending 7 hours a day. And if you not there, your voice needs to be there. Like your presence needs to be felt. Yeah. So that's one thing.
Going back to social media, I wanted to ask you a question, because we was talking about how social media has made it more of a performance thing and really amplified the performance aspect of it all. Do you think it would still be the same if nobody posted it?
I think so.
You think so?
I do. I mean, I think so, because we ain't posted, but it was like you had to be there. And not only that, we would talk about prom all in 12th grade. That's all we would talk about. Where you getting your shoes from? What color you wearing? This, that, and the third. I remember going with my girlfriend to prom. She went to get she wore the gator sandals to wear to prom. Like, it's like a thing. We would be out searching for fabric and all kind of stuff. So yeah, I think it still would be big, but I think it would be like how it was when we was coming up. Gen X's is like, when you show up and you pop out, we see you. And also, prom was like a whole weekend thing. Like, we went to prom, then we went to Great Adventures, a comedy show or something like that. Right. Like, we was going the whole weekend with the rental. That was a thing. Yeah, that was the thing. You would be going the whole weekend with the rental, crashing out in a different way though. Yeah, like, we didn't do drugs and all of that. That wasn't like a thing. We was just living life, being black, young, and free. And ratchet sometimes when you wanted to be.
The ratchet.
Sophistic ratchet, bougie ratchet, bougetto, all of that. That was us. Yeah. I was a whole goodie bag. I was a goodie bag then too. Not a baddie. Ew. Let me live in my delusion. Yeah.
What city you think doing it up?
PHILLY, period. Nobody gets hot Philly prom. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion.
I know. I think the same thing though too. I'm sorry. I don't see nobody else do prom like how Philly do prom.
Nobody do prom like we do prom.
Like Philly do prom.
Girl, they decorate the whole house. Yeah. I seen one house. It was like, it looked so different. They transformed the whole house on the outside. And let me tell you, you could be living in North Philly next to the house that's the crackhead house. It don't matter. The trap house. Yeah. And you could be living next door. But if it's your prom, yo, they making that joint look like.
Yeah, it will look up.
It would be lit.
Okay, it
would be like prom today. Yes. The whole block is outside.
Yes.
The party
I was about
don't
to say,
stop.
People that you don't even invite that live on the block will come out.
Yeah, they
and
showing
watch.
up.
Yeah,
they
will come
up.
out and watch. They say, "Oh, yeah, something is out here. Oh,
yep,
I'm coming."
They're gonna show up and they're gonna talk about you. And now they taking pictures, and you will be on social media. You will be on social media, and that's the part I think that kids today, they want to go viral.
Yeah.
I think that's their intention.
I don't even think it's just the kids. I think it's everybody that's involved. I'm not saying the parents, but I'm talking about like the photographer want to go viral. Yeah. The makeup artist want to go viral. Yeah. The designer for the dress want to go viral. Yeah. Like, that's what they worried about too, you know, because I mean, that's how they making their money.
Yeah, that's how they making their money. They wanted to go viral. I want to shout out Michael Thomas.
He made
Yes,
me and my sister a dress
period.
for both of our
Not
senior
just
proms.
made it, he slayed it. A whole experience. Like, he was just so dope. So dope. Michael Thomas. Bomb. Well, who else I want to shout out? Your photographer. Remy was the makeup artist, and the photographers were the married couple. You remember their name? Okay, I'm going to look for their name. We going to add them. I'm sorry, I forgot. We going to add them.
But yeah.
So there's a difference between celebrating with your child and feeling pressure to perform financially. Like, what if I didn't have the money, your dad and I didn't have the money to do the whole white glove, because you had the white man with the white glove. I think
you already know my perspective on that question.
No, I want you to share it, though, because your perspective is the unique one.
I don't think I would have cared. I don't think I would have cared.
You know, you just special like that.
Yeah.
You so sweet. Like, you just don't. It's like whatever. Because I think I probably forced you to go on prom.
Yeah.
Like, if you would have had it your way, you probably wouldn't even went
on prom.
Yeah.
No.
You probably wouldn't even went on prom.
I wouldn't have went on prom. I would rather had a graduation trip or something.
Yeah. That's true. You would have had a graduation. But you done had graduation trips. You done had graduation trips above and beyond.
Yeah, but I would have took another one.
I know you would have took another one.
I would have took another one.
You did go on a graduation trip. You did have a graduation trip.
But I would have went on another one.
Another one and another one and another one and another world. Yes, you are traveling the world. But
no,
but I'm
saying more. Yes, I'm saying more. That would have been my that's my opportunity cost.
But then you wouldn't have had that moment.
Yeah.
The moment. And then our surprise moment. Oh, clock it. Mm-hmm. We killed you with that one. Your whole eyelash started coming off. You was crying so hard. No, when your dad popped out.
I didn't know that he was coming out. He came out dressed up out of the Rolls Royce.
Out the Rolls Royce. Period.
It's so funny though, because everybody was like, your car. They were so hype about the car. And
about the
car was the one thing that I really cared about. Really.
Yeah.
I cared about the car. And I was like, I already know about my car. I already know about the car. And it was like, and I forget who told me. I don't know if it was you, but you was like, go to the front. No, go to the front.
Like,
go to the front.
You gotta go up to the car.
Go to the front. And he came out with the song playing. You remember the song?
I'll always be there.
I'll always be there.
Yeah. That joint was lit. It was lit with T.I.
Yeah.
T.I. Yeah. It was lit.
Yeah,
it was a nice moment. You wouldn't have had that moment if you didn't go on prom. Yeah, and he rode with you in the Rolls Royce. Yeah. Y'all was killing it. Killing it. And then with the driver. Nowadays people stay after the prom. Like, it's a whole block party. Especially if you live in North Philly on one of them blocks.
But that's the part that I said about the village thing. It's like, at what point is it the village is showing up to come see me, and you're coming up to, you coming up to not only see me, but you thinking that it's a turn up time now.
It is. It's a celebration.
But you kicked everybody out.
I did. No, I did, because I was exhausted, and that's the pressure that I'm saying is that, you want, and you know me, like, I'm just miss too much, right? I mean, whatever. I always say I'm too much. For those, that's not enough. Whatever. But I was exhausted because that was me and your dad, right? Which your dad, he does the work, but I'm like the planner person and making sure everything is connecting. And it was a lot. So I was tired.
I was a lot. I was there.
Yeah, I was tired. I told everybody, you got to go. Take your food and go.
Decorations, the
food. Everything. Your aunt helped making the balloon orange and all of that. The treats.
It's just a lot to go into.
Yes.
I'm sorry, it's a lot to go.
It was
because
a lot.
At that point, you're not only thinking about, like I said, it turns into a block party.
Yeah.
You're not only thinking about the person that's going on prom.
Yeah.
You're also thinking about all the people that you got to invite, because you got to show hospitality to these people.
Hospitality
to
too.
These people.
Right. Yeah. But no, it was time to go.
Yeah.
Everybody had to go. It was time to go.
Yeah.
So that was nice. And then when Jayla had her junior prom, girl, her dress was eating, but I had to order that from Africa. I couldn't believe it. She always doing the most.
Yeah.
And I was stressing out so much about it, because I was like, it got to get here, because what if it need alterations and all of this and all of that?
Right.
But it fit her perfectly.
Yeah, it fit her perfectly.
It was perfect.
But I would say this, for her, she had both of her proms. She had her junior prom and her senior prom, right? And the junior prom was, I would say, smaller than how her senior prom was. Well, I guess yeah. I don't know.
What? What you about to say?
So the senior prom you feel like is the
Yeah,
one
the
you go
senior
all out for.
prom is the one where you get the helicopter and you get all of that.
Not the helicopter.
I'm not getting no
crying.
helicopter. I would never get that. To me, that's not classy. I mean, that's just, to me, that's not classy. I wouldn't get a helicopter.
I'm just asking because I know people that went to their junior prom but didn't go to their senior prom.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess it's your preference now. Like how you say, it's like y'all don't even. It's not that big of a deal to y'all now.
Yeah.
It's not like a rites of passage. It's like if I go, I go. If I don't, oh well.
Do you think that that's a good thing or is that a bad thing? Because you remember how earlier you were saying how the system has made the expectations muted to where 12th grade is like, we going up for this. But now it's like, if I go, I go. If I don't, I don't. So do you think that that's a good thing or?
I think it's a good thing because I think you're not assimilating to the system now. You like bucking the system. It's like, okay, whatever, because you got to remember you're putting money back into this economy with certain things, right? And so if you decide not to do it, then eventually it's going to be a thing where...
Right.
But I feel bad for like the seamstress, the people that do the balloons, like all of that.
Because I was
going
to say, like, when you talk about the economy and stuff, that I feel like really when you talk about the economy and like putting money into the economy, really you talking about like the decorations or the car service. When you talk about like the seamstress,
those are entrepreneurs.
The designers,
they
the
live
photographers,
off of that. They need that money.
Yeah, the small business owners. That's
so
the
for that
people
part, I don't like for that part. No. But I think that you still should have an option to choose. Like, if you want to go, then great. If you don't want to go, then you don't have to. But in my house, everybody goes on senior prom. Yeah, I mean, that everybody can have their own. And I'm just saying, and I'm going to say for me and my husband, because I know my husband believed that prom is a rite of passage. But he didn't go on his senior prom.
He went with you to prom now.
Yeah, he went with me to prom, but he didn't go on his senior prom. Yeah, he didn't go on his senior prom, and he graduated a year before he met me. He didn't go on his senior prom because he ain't have a date like me.
I cannot.
I'm telling you, because back then it was like you needed a date to go on prom. Now you don't need a date. You can go by yourself. Like your aunt had her prom, the prom that I did for your aunt. Yeah, she went by herself, right? Bossed up, drove herself, and all of that. And now girls are doing that more now, right? They going by themselves. It's not a big deal. I don't need a date. Yeah, period. But back then, you needed a date, and that's why he ain't going prom. Nobody was gonna be flyer than me.
You
Please,
is so funny.
Airplane
I swear
mode.
something is wrong. So
We killed the game.
When you talk about your prom experience, when you got there, did you have fun?
But that's what I'm saying. My experience was different because when I was getting dressed and stuff for prom, my car got taken to the market, and it was like brought back late. And so I was late to prom. So by the time I got there, it was like one more. I had to take the pictures, and then it was like one dance, and then prom was over. Literally.
What kind of music was they playing at your prom? Because you said one dance, like you mean like real life
I mean one song.
Oh,
it was a
one
one song
song.
opportunity.
Okay,
I didn't
okay.
even eat. I didn't eat anything. I didn't only had time enough to stand in that damn picture line to take the pictures, and then we went back in one dance.
So would you say it was worth it or no?
I would say that the experience was worth it because otherwise I wouldn't have it to talk to you about it. Like, it would be another thing that I didn't experience. No, it was worth. That weekend was worth it. Like, me and your dad had a great time, and we had the car for the weekend, and that was like really an opportunity. That was like the last thing my pop was able to do for me because he was dying from cancer, and so yeah, for me it was like worth it. It was worth it, but I didn't hardly get no time at prom because. Somebody took my car and went shopping with a friend in the car. So.
My prom, my principal, she was strict. She was there the whole time.
She was there.
She was there the whole time. They was playing live music. It was like so annoying.
Oh, they was playing what kind of music?
Live music.
Oh.
It was so annoying.
That's
it was
a shame.
So annoying. It was so annoying. She was there the whole time.
Jayla didn't have that experience.
No, she didn't.
Jayla, both of her proms went up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she was there the whole time, and by the time she left, they was playing the slow dance music.
Dang. But you and your girls was looking nice.
Yeah.
Y'all took the pictures on the steps. Y'all was killing it.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
I'm sorry they weren't playing the good music, but at my prom they was playing the music that we like. Yeah, but I didn't get to experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, that weekend we went to see Chris Rock. We went to the amusement. I think we went to Great Adventures. Yeah, we had got a sweet. It was nice. That's what prom is supposed to be about, a memorable experience, right? That every black person experience is like a common space, right? Whether you decide to go all out and pay $25,000, whether you decide to make your own dress, do your own makeup, wear sneakers, whatever it is, in black community, that is a rite of passage.
Thanks for tuning in.
Find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube.
And follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Chicken Butt and Ring.
Real talk, 2 generations, nothing off the table.